Oh my goodness. Is it working? Is it doing a work? Oh, hello Jamie and hello to Europe's Gallo Lozzie. Am I coming through? I don't know why. I feel like something's not quite right, and I don't know what. Well, one thing I can confirm is I have no idea if the game I've picked is actually going to work. It's worked so far while I've been setting it up, but I've never downloaded it before, and I've never played it before. I know everything about it, but I don't know if I can stream it. As I said, it looks like it's going to be okay, but I don't know for certain. So, be prepared, the two of you that are here, and anyone else who may be watching in the future, that if this doesn't work, I may have to pick a different game on the fly. If that happens, so just be mentally prepared for a spontaneous change of game. In the meantime, though, I shall whap open my face. And by face, I obviously mean lampshade. Every time. Every time. Beep boop. It may interest you to know that I've rearranged my bookshelves again. You'll be able to... I could give a sneaky preview now of what my rearranged bookshelves look like. But I could also... I could eat. I could just say, oh no, you're gonna have to wait until my next Eurovision Top 43 video to find out my shelf hype. Shelf hype, is that a thing? Can we get some shelf hype in the chat? Oh, no, I'm not gonna try and enforce that, that would be dumb. Is anyone else gonna be turning up? Is Jamie going to spam the shit out of the stream in the Discord server? I don't know, I have not got Discord open. By the way, I do exist, just in case that was unclear. God, doing the Graham Norton hands already. So how is everyone doing this evening anyway? Because, really doesn't feel like a Wednesday, but then again, that's because I'm on, like, Easter break from shelf hype. You guys. Yeah, but I'm on Easter break from university, and at some point I mean to do the March/April vlog, and it's just not happened, and I keep misreading that as shell hype, or if I could specify that, I keep misreading that as shell hype because... yeah, who wants my jellyfish? I'm not jellyfish. I remember reading that in a book of children's poetry once. Someone had a jellyfish in their bath. It made no sense. Anyway, should I just play the game? Would that be a thing that would entertain people? Because I'm trying. As an anthropomorphic lampshade, I am trying. I am very trying. We've established this. But yeah, Tess is well. I am also... nah, but yeah, I'm good. Oh, that reminds me, I started editing today's part of Portal 2 earlier, and I'd never actually finished it. Hello, Elfon. How was your evening? Now, because you people are here early, and Weeble as well, good evening, I want to see if the game works. That's a really good start. There we go, it's because I had the game minimized. Okay, so, as you may be able to see in the, like the title of the stream, unless you can't, the stats, because this is a game. I've seen them streaming it, I saw the Game Theory channel do like a stream of this game, or several streams, and I'm intimately familiar with all of it. I don't have a list to hand of every single ending, but I know roughly how to get all of them. And I expect this to take maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks. And yes, I know about the 4-hour baby thing. For those who don't know, you're in for a treat. I know about the 4-hour baby thing, and I'm going to do a thing with that, but just not this week. So for now, I'm going to hope... okay, that should be quiet. I don't know. Let me know how loud the game is, because we have an opening cutscene. If it works, please work. The end is never the end is never the end, and never the loading. I would agree, Wibble, but I don't remember how many other endings there are.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is that loud enough?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push.
Yo, Anton, how are your boobs?
And in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day.
427, blaze all of it and then some more, but only a little bit more.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
I used to have a cat called
Though he'd
Stanley.
been made exactly for this job.
I can say his straw felt like fur. His fur felt like straw. His feet smelled of feet, and he was huge and had the
And then one
tiniest,
day, something very
squeakiest
peculiar
meow.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
He accidentally
He'd been at
clicked
his
on a
desk for nearly
porn.
an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Please, Anton.
call
We
him
all
to,
have
or
boobs
even
except for
say
those of us who don't.
hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I'm gonna go for the normal, like, proper ending first. Like, the canon,
All of his co-workers were gone.
do everything right ending first before anything
Stanley
else.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
See, unlike most people who play this game, I respect the narrator. He has to go through so much shit. But I will turn off all of the computers, because I know the secrets of this game, and I know this desk will be important later. Also... Ooh. Ooh. Wait. Yeah, okay. I was trying to see things. But yeah, I'm going to start with the ordinary, because the whole point of the game is to disobey the narrator at some point, and I'm not going to do that on my first run. Is it coming through, like,
Stanley
alright
came to a set
on
of
the stream,
two
by the way?
open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Yeah, boy, left door hype. It's like shelf hype, but with the left door. Do the left boot. Left boot hype also. Left door, left boot, the
Yet
fuck.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I can relate. I love how this is an actual PowerPoint presentation as well, like... Anyway, there's a load of sass on there, and... Oh, monetize free-to-play. Good advice. What's that bottom one say? Help, I'm a post-it. Nice. Oh, but... A penis in the anus. Broom closet ending. I have to. It's trollful, but I have to.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, narrator, just let me have this one thing. We want the broom closet ending. Also, I think the shelves in here change depending on how many times you come in here.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Good evening,
No
Sebastian.
reason to still be here.
We're getting the broom closet ending first. Hi. I wonder if Tristan's going to turn up, because
Stanley was still just sitting in the broom
I feel like
closet.
he'd like this sort of
Wasn't
game
doing
if he's not already familiar with
At
it.
least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I'm walking back and forth. I'm getting my daily step total in. Excuse you, narrator.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
We want the broom closet ending. Give us the broom closet ending. Give us cake. There is cake in here, right?
You realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Does it look alright on the stream, by the way? Because that is a concern of mine. Like, it looks a little bit choppy in OBS, but
To you, this is
it's not
some
terrible. It's still watchable.
branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Ah, the God Boys ending. The best one.
Stanley was fat and ugly. And
Hashtag God Boys.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Whoa, live it up, Stanley. Nice to know I'm getting some closure on that
Well,
cat
I've
that
come
used
to
to
a
live
very
with me.
definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
We're all dead on the inside.
Closet, explored it a bit, and we're just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you
Also, I just got the you can't jump achievement. I was hoping to get that earlier. I was just smashing some buttons and yay.
to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Oh, game, you
He
know
or
I
she
set
has
the audio
fallen
output
prey
to be
any number
headphones.
of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species.
Whoa,
Please
sustainability.
remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer.
Nah, humans are
they
overrated.
understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Oh, I can crawl.
All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Is that a challenge?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's as far as the broom closet ending goes. I think that's all. No? Yes? No? I think that's all. Okay. Back on track.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'll just go backwards. It's healthy. Which is a really good excuse for going upstairs backwards. You know, walking backwards for Christmas across the Irish Sea. Executive bathroom. It's locked. Of course it's locked. Why would it not be locked? Close this goddamn door. Who put that goddamn chair here? Oh. I was hoping they'd be playing solitaire or something. Oh, I just remembered. Josh Jepson's playing this game at the moment as well. So, huh. But I'm doing it live, so you can watch it now. Whereas he's only uploaded like 2, maybe 3 episodes of it, so, yeah. Double doors, but I can do nothing with them. Okay, well, before we go any further...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's
I got an achievement
desk
for doing that, by the way.
guarded the terrible truth
I'll explain that in a
his
second.
boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Hey, I read the subtitles.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Okay, but yeah, if you... Oh, that's the, the middle painting is the icon for the game on Steam as well. Just pointing that one out. What is that up there?
Feeling soothed
Oh, it's just a camera.
and
Okay.
rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Whoa. See, if you wait for the narrator to read out the code, then you just get slightly more story saying, oh, he accidentally typed in the code and it opened the way. And also, if you stay in that room for too long, then the door just opens by itself because the narrator is just that flapulent to get you on track with the story. So let's downulate. Now, I know there is a secret ending that we can get in the next... Like, in the room with the 3 buttons. We will know what I'm talking about, I think. There's an extra ending that we can get in there, and I don't know if it overwrites the main ending? I don't think it does. I don't think it does, so we'll go for that.
Of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question.
This bit reminds me of Sonic Adventure for reasons that you may understand if you're familiar with that game.
When for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
Or maybe it would. Except it would not, because there is a
Stanley
giant
walked straight
fucking
ahead
thing
through
that
a
says
large
that.
door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh my god, the Eurovision Song Contest 8 website sponsored this game? Wow, small world. Mind control facility! Right, so those who are familiar with this game, are you enjoying my playthrough of it so far? Those who aren't, are you enjoying the game so far?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, we don't really have a choice, so yeah, why not? But yes, I do care about how this has been received so far. And there was a secret in this room, and I intend to get it. Number 184 has been fired.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Can we find
Lives of
ourselves?
so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I just heard the bathroom door open rather loudly. But please, I want to see what numbers these rooms are. I want to find the Stan. Well, alright then. You rude cube. Oh, there we go. 427, there we are. Right in the middle of the screen. We found us. This has been an emotional journey of self-finding, and we have found ourselves. Is ourself a valid word?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Oh, 601's been fired as well.
Under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Right, before I go in there, there actually is another secret, which I've been talking about so far. If we wait for long enough, this gate should reopen, and that's what we're waiting for, so I shall just sit here, which it's going to make for a really entertaining stream, I'm sure, if I can just thwack the thing that my microphone's on with my left knee, and have it stab my knee in the process. So how's everyone doing this evening, then? Because I am playing a game, and you people are presumably watching, and maybe even listening if my audio balancing is good. Please let me know. If things are comfortable for your ears and your face, then please tell me, because I care about such things. Oh, did the gates reopen already? Wow, that was quick. I didn't realize it was that quick. Here's me making idle small talk. Huh. I thought the game had frozen for a second there, but I just got caught on an edge. Like that one song by that one band where it's living on a razor's edge, balancing on a ledge, but it sounds like he's saying bouncing on an edge. Anyway, the light button. A second time. Secret disco party. Did I do a good? Go Secret Rangers. Secrets all the way. Wow, 2014, that was a while ago. Also, I think this is a bit loud. It's certainly loud in my ears. William hides the best secrets.
No.
Totally worth it. Wow, the disco lights are still on. Nice.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Define blind.
Proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Now, fun fact, people have gone through this area with, like, a fine-tooth comb, both in-game and in the game's coding, and I can confirm that out of all the buttons in this room, none of them do anything! It's deliberately just a whole load of distractions. None of them do any things, which may or may not relate to an ending. Anyway. I want to jump along this bridge, but I can't jump. There's even an achievement telling me that I can't jump.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Boop. I did it. I saved Christmas. Again. The third time. The threepenning.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He
What am I
had
even walking
defeated
on?
the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
That's a matter of opinion.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Oh, there's a
Whatever
building over there.
life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Backwards. Ah, it made me turn
Stanley
around.
felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Well,
This
we did
was
it.
exactly
We beat the
way
game. We could all go
I
home.
know that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yay, we win. And that's it. That is the end of the game. There is no more game beyond this. Oh, I got an achievement for beating the game and everything. Well, we won. We could all go home. Except whenever you see the end is never the end is never the end in the loading screen, that means that you've got an ending and the game will restart. So let's get another one.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
I should lock myself in.
Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed.
Lies.
Days.
Lies.
Had years gone by?
Lies.
He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Yay. Well, that's 2 endings down. Now, I want to take a moment just to clarify. Is the stream still working? Because we've not had any chat action for a while, and I just want to double check if that is working, so pardon me just a second. I know YouTube can be a bit screwy sometimes. Okay, from what I'm hearing over Discord, which you can probably hear me getting Discord messages in the background, right, apparently the chat is ongoing, but it's frozen on my screen and also on my YouTube dashboard thing. Like the chat is frozen on there, and it's also frozen on the thing on the like the thing on screen, like the thing on the stream, and also my. Hey, there we go. I've Give me just a second. I'll pop into Facecam just so we could all be clear. Okay, so we've missed quite a bit of I should probably close Discord now. I'm catching up on the messages now. Fear you not. Fear you not. Get out of the way, Discord notifications, so I can actually close Discord so that I can resume streaming. There we go. Okay, so catching up on the chat. Where were we? Okay. Oh, we actually didn't miss all that much. escape. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. I did refresh the chat on here now, so it like it's still being weird, so I don't know how to fix this because it's still not working on my like on my dashboard as well, which like the thing that appears next to the preview of my stream in the background. So if someone wouldn't mind saying something in the chat just so I can confirm that it's still working, I would very much appreciate. In the meantime, I'll just resume playing and hoping for the best, because like people's faces have gone now as well. Who've all lost your faces. It's like it's like a symbol or something. And to be fair, my internet was being all kinds of screwy earlier today, except earlier today it just sort of died and didn't come back, and then it came back. So I don't think this is the same problem. This is just YouTube being a twit, like an actual twumple. So I'll just keep playing the game and hoping for the best and put my mouse right next to the microphone.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Really? But I want to get up on this desk. I know there's a desk. It's either this desk or the one in the next room that you can climb up on. So the fact that I can't bothers me. Bothers me greatly. I'm going to assume that the chat is still broken, which bothers me because, wow, thanks YouTube. I have to do some weird crouch jump to get up here. Or maybe it's the next room, I don't know. Maybe it is the next room, maybe I'm being a doof. Exactly one doof. No, it was the previous room. Well, never mind.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, 420. I must interfere. Also, beep. Okay. I know there's one door that you have to touch a whole bunch of times, and I forget which one it is. Is it this one? Nope. Well, then I shall try to jump out the window again. Because I got up onto the desk a moment ago, so why should it not function like a function now? Okay, fine, I will come back later, if it so pleases you. I know there is one door that does a thing. Is it 4:30? Was I off by 10?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
3, 4, 5.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing.
Apparently it only makes a noise every couple of clicks, so
perhaps 50 clicks will do it.
I'll just keep spam clicking in my right hand to keep that away from the microphone and hope for the best. Apparently every single click counts, even though only some of them are making noises.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
And this is a thing that I know trips some people up because they don't keep track of what doors have what numbers on them, so they end up going too far. And let the spam clicking continue.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Now, I know that was definitely back here. Because we saw it. I spoke of it.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
And after this, I'm going to have another look at the chat, see if it needs updating. Because please feel free to interact with it just in case it's not dead. I don't know what's causing this.
Now,
It's rather annoying.
Door number 437.
For a second there, I got worried that I'd somehow managed to get completely turned around. Because if you go to the room with the 2 doors, then you're completely locked out of getting this achievement for this particular run. Ah!
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
And you can tell that was written by an American because it's called a photocopier, you Susan. Where did I leave the photocopier? Was it this room? Was it the previous room? How many rooms are there? Oh, there it is.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
He's feeling it. Aren't we all?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
With pleasure.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Yay.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Getting ever so slightly sexually excited, aren't you, Mr. Narrator?
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it!
I got the achievement.
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Well, it still ended with us giving it 5 clicks, so... okay, I'm going to give the chat another refresh and hope for the besto. I'll refresh my dashboard as well, see if that does anything good. Because hopefully that won't kill the stream. Okay, so I have missed stuff in the chat then. Why? YouTube, why? I'm going to see if I can do something fancy and fix this. I'm going to assume that it's broken until I can get people's names to appear. I mean, faces, avatars, pictures, whatever. Please, just work, YouTube. Must you ruin this for me? It's like meta or something. Well, you know what? I should just... Ooh. Give me just a second. I'm just going to see if I can open a new tab and then just... Oh, that's opened differently. Why? Pardon me while I dive into my own computer to find out exactly what's going on, but like... Wow, this is kind of sad. Oh, we have an update in the chat. We have exactly one update. I don't know how else to fix this. So I'm glad people are enjoying this, but like this was going to be a fun little stream for all involved, and YouTube has ruined it yet again. I love how whenever things go wrong on my streams, it's always a different thing that goes wrong every time. That's actual boop. I want to find some way of fixing this. Is it... It's not even working on my dashboard either. Wow. Actual wow. I am somewhat tempted to just Google, like, is... Hang on. No, I'm doing this. I don't even care. Apparently the latest troubleshooting is from April of 2015. So that's not going to help. Why? Why, YouTube? Why must you ruin my existence with your poofle? Oh, I need to actually update what I'm streaming. That's also... Sorry to do this mid-stream, but, you know. And now we wait. Once again, refreshing the page. It's doing nothing. See, it was working fine at the start of the stream. So... yeah, the chat just is straight up broken. So, I'll just keep playing the game and hope that it comes back when I get, like... after every ending, I'll check back, but, I'll do my best. And...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
oh, trying to remember where the second input thing is, so... yeah, we'll keep on obeying for the time being. Much as I would like to take requests from the chat, I cannot.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I will do. Okay, my time has been taken. As we were. Goodbye, broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I'm gonna go downstairs. Now, one thing that bothers me, the 2 times that I've seen this game being played recently, people have got in here and stopped. The idea is that you keep going. I mean, I know that there's this fear of, oh, what if I accidentally walk into another cutscene and miss some important lines, but in this case, it's important to go around in circles because the rooms repeat themselves.
Everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yes, sir, that is the
Stanley
point.
said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And
Whoa,
at last,
repetition.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
It's just satisfying for me to be going through these rooms on repeat. It's so cathartic because the last time I've seen this game played and the time before, people just stood there and didn't appreciate the comment on how the rooms were repeating. They thought it was to do with the game in general, not the specific area.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
And we are actually floating, by the way. We have the same hitbox as normal, but still.
Space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun. And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Ah, simple pleasures.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all.
That's the thing with lucid dreaming. I can never do it because, well, I've done it like twice in my life, because when I get to that stage of lucidity, my brain is like, oh, you want this to happen? Nah, I'm not going to do that. I think it's a self-esteem thing. Fun fact. Also, if you want to know what the narrator's saying, you can read the subtitles. I apologize for being an obnox.
Thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought
So meta.
very odd,
I'm so meta, even this acronym.
spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
This is even more interesting than watching me Google what's wrong with the chat.
He's ever been in his life.
Just going around the same rooms in a
Now,
loop.
hearing the voice speak these words
Still,
was quite
better than just standing there listening to the narrator. It's dynamic, it's got dynamism.
Beyond a doubt that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Blind playthrough.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back. the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake
I'm
up,
still holding forwards,
he
by the
thought
way.
to himself.
Don't know if that makes any difference. Don't know if I can move when I'm not
wish it to
looking.
be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Lies.
I am okay.
Yep, I was stuck in position the whole time.
Stanley began screaming.
I was holding forwards, and nothing
Someone
happened.
wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
I did it. I saved Christmas. Again.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Maybe I don't want to marry Ella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon
Pavement.
turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Scheduled.
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Do people usually do that? Do people just, like, expire on the spot? Because, also, can I refresh the chat? Has anything happened? Oh, hey, the chat looks a bit less broken now. Oh my god, the chat is less broken.
Stanley simply couldn't.
I clicked back in the game.
What if he had to make a decision?
And
what if a crucial outcome
it's
fell under his
back!
responsibility?
Stream chat hype!
No, this couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me.
I
Nothing
remember,
will break me. In
what
here
was
I
it
can
called?
be happy
On Again, Off Again. I remember that was a good
forever.
song.
I will be happy.
Ooh.
Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
I'm not going
But
to
the one thing
do
he
a
knew for
complete
sure
reset
beyond
through this
any
ending
doubt
just
was that
because
if he waited long enough, the answers would
I
come.
hope this hasn't fucked me out of the
Eventually,
the
someday,
awaiting
later
input
in
ending,
life,
because
soon,
that's what I was going for, and I
very
clicked
soon
back in the
now,
game,
this
and
would
that
end.
caused
He would be
that
spoken
caused
to.
it to trigger this
He would be
ending.
told
I've
what
already
to
done
do.
this ending game.
Now
Don't
it's
you know
just
my
a little
life?
bit closer.
But yeah,
Now
the
it's
chat is
even
back.
closer.
The chat is working.
Here it
The game
comes.
is no longer ruined. And the stream is also never ruined. No longer ruined. Ah, I can speak English. How's everyone doing now that I can actually hear you respond?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Hey, I can climb out the window now.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There we go. And out of the window with us.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary
Dank,
into the
dank,
nature of
memes,
video game
memes, and a
structure
frog on a
and its
unicycle.
examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally
Oh shit,
unable
what
to
up?
act on your own desires
I
to
see you are a
restart
man
the
of
game.
culture as well.
So
Okay, there you
just
go.
to push
Now
the
I assumed your
envelope,
gender.
I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Ah, guitar.
There
Jamie will
once was
arbitrarily
a
approve.
man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable, and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong, and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable.
Can you hear them?
You too will become quite unbearable.
I think it's on a loop now. Oh, we have a solo. How nice. I'm just messing with the windows the entire time. God love the void. Okay, but we get the point. There's also a slightly different ending if you go in there and say no,
All of his
which I could go for. I'll do it later. I'll eat it
Stanley decided
later.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Social network O. Oh, there we go. That was a second input. Well then. I'm going to Steve. I am going to Steve. Oh good, we have the blue corridor. We have a slightly different office layout. Social network O.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left, right, okay. Left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ah, the employee break room.
Yes, truly a
$1.25,
admirer.
overpriced.
It
I
had
don't even know how
been
much a
worth
dollar's
the
worth,
detour
but
after all,
still.
just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yes. I don't want to go through
Eager to
all
get
of the
back to
dialogue,
business,
because
Stanley
there's a
took
lot
the
of it.
First open door on his left.
I don't want to waste the narrator's time. I could. Oh yeah, there's a different thing over here,
So
isn't
he
there?
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I forget where this goes. I think this is the confusion ending? Also, it bothers me how people hated on Belarus 2014 because they couldn't understand the words.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Yeah, I think this is the confusion
So now
ending.
in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Because too many people
Oh, no, it's
misheard
to
it
the
as
right, my mistake.
tied up in your sweet cheesecake. Like, why would it be that?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Noodle
It's
pipes.
clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
That's okay. I could put on the Portugal music, and by that I mean music to play while I list off things that are objectively good that I don't personally like.
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, beep beep. Beep beep indeed. That's all I could think to say. Oh hey, it's this room with the lights on for some reason.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just
Oh,
have to
employee number 104 has been fired as well.
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Because Because I'm tied up in your sweet cheesecake. Like, why the fuck would he say that? He's tired of being your sweet cheesecake. It's not difficult.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Excuse you, narrator. Since I'm on a roll of correcting you, it's perhaps, not perhaps. I hate it when people say perhaps. It's perhaps, you foob. Yeah, close the door. What do I win?
When Stanley... Wait.
That's a lot of doors.
No,
Which left?
I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere
Doors.
or...
Doors.
Well,
Doors.
I'm asking you. I'm the one who wrote the
Plant.
story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then.
That plant made a noise.
Adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, there are so many ways, and they all lead to the same place, I think. Ooh. Including that one. That's too obvious. I'm gonna go this way. Zoop. Yee. Oh, that's logic. Don't tell me. Netherlands, I want to say? Are you Dutchish? Are you from the Dutch place? I am wondering. This is a thing that I am doing.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you.
Oh, I could live in an adventure like this.
There was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh. Hey, I guessed correctly.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps. Fool. It's like when people say, like, etc. It's et cetera. It's from the Latin and so on. Why is this so difficult? Are there doors? There are no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yes, let's do that. Also, at some point, is VidCon EU always in Amsterdam? Because I feel like it was this year, and if it is every year, then I feel like I could go there and also to Eurovision in concert as one big trip, and it would be fun but also expensive. This is blue.
I knew we'd miss something.
Close that door.
The story. Here it comes.
It's an infinite square. Narrator.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Well, I will give Netherlands credit on some of their songs. Because 2013 was good. 2014 was objectively good, but meh, in my opinion.
Now
Ooh, an attic.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
2015
Is
was,
this the story? I don't
a thing.
think so.
2016
I
was
can't quite
good on
recall,
paper,
but
I
believe
guess.
my story takes
2017
in an
is
office
cute.
building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Oh my god, I won!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
We did it.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work.
Anyway,
for the
other
win.
Dutch songs
Some
that were
people
good.
win fair and
2012 was
square,
cute.
and this was not
I
one
like
of those
2011.
situations.
2010 was cute.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time.
2009
I'll
was
have to restart.
cheesy, but not terrible. 2008 was good at the time. Oh, that texture, that is high resolution shit right there. And 2007 was objectively okay. 2006 was fun. 2005, I've gone off the singer of that personally because I don't know. I remember her doing something controversial.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line.
Well, to be fair,
How simple is that?
there are some actual... Okay, well, we shall deviate from the line. Except by that I mean follow the line. But there are a fair few big YouTubers who went to VidCon. I think
You see,
Rhett and
no
Link,
one
the
knows where the
game
story
theorists,
is.
a couple of
It's
others.
over in this direction.
So I would
Onward,
like to attend
Stanley,
at some
to
point, but
destiny.
I want to do a convention, but I want to be invited to said convention.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Too deep,
Simply
too deep,
by the
man.
act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
I can
Now,
relate.
we can both agree
Ooh,
that the nature
012.
of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience
Following
of
the
your
line.
existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential
Have my
mental
skeletons. I can
subjective
only
construct?
trick you once,
Whoa,
bad
whoa,
boy.
whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to
Have my
apologize.
lungs, my
Not
millions.
sure where I was
Bad
going
boy.
with all that.
Drum, drum, drum,
I
bring
think
out
what
the
we need
guns.
right now
Bad
is a bit of
boy.
music to
I'm
lighten
so,
the
so
mood.
cursed. There we go. I feel like this music is ever so slightly menacing if you don't like the line. So learn to love the line or you will be sad. This is also rather loud. That's why I'm speaking loudly. Wow, employee 432, you suck. It is rather glorious,
Got
isn't
the
it?
music? Go back and look at that fern. Stanley,
There's a sexy fern.
will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Bitch, please, I spent the last 2 days playing ukulele. I know how to look at things. But yes, tell me, baby, where we draw the line. Oh, it's right there. I shan't comment on where my Latvia is in the top 43, or the other way around, because we haven't got to it in the countdown yet. Does anyone have any predictions about my Eurovision top 43 countdown, by the way? Because I asked people to predict
We're back at the office?
what they thought might appear in my lower mid-table, and you were all wrong, and it was glorious. So, please, continue to predict. It's rather entertaining.
Is any of this ringing a bell?
We're back here again.
Oh, no, not again. Line,
A sexy, a firm, sexy fern. If only I'd thought of that when we were still doing scribble knots.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Fine. Oh, for that matter, I should have told Joth I was streaming this. She would enjoy this as well, I think. Anyway,
You know what,
That-
Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
it had music.
People, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all
Ship,
sounds perfectly
ship,
believable. You know, we
ship.
simply
Stanley
start
with the
wondering,
narrator.
Well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Yeah, fuck you, line. Not the song, but the construct.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
What do I want the story to be? I want the story to be dictated by a line that has music and other yellow paintrities. Wow. Rip Jamie. Is a little bit of yellow too much to ask? Hello, line.
Not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Oh, so 10 years ago Ireland was singing about Finland. Now that makes perfect sense, Suze. Sensi Suze. Sense Sue.
Good choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk
Way
us
ahead of you,
down for a
narraty boy.
minute.
Oh, I'm going
Okay.
clockwise. I'm not going to walk
I know
anti-clockwise.
that
It goes
each
against
door
my very
leads
nature.
somewhere.
I find
It means that
counterclockwise
somewhere the place where
and
we're trying to
anti-clockwise and
go
widdershins all to
must
be
be a
aesthetically
reversible
displeasing
wall
directions.
here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
How am I supposed to
Since
know?
the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Our magical destiny on 2 different versions of the same VHS. Hello.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be.
Fun fact,
I don't want
this is
the
actually
game
where the
to
confusion ending.
restart.
This is the end of the
I don't
confusion
want to
ending,
forget
despite
what's
what it says
going on.
here.
I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
But it says on the schedule.
Stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Both of
The,
us would let in here anyway.
Whatever it is that made this schedule.
Schedule.
We even know.
Schedule's the American pronunciation because it's based on the Italian. Schedule is the English because it's based on the German.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
It's not the destination. Sometimes
do you
it's
mean?
something on the way. Except you'd only get that reference if you're in the 3rd YSC or if you've been following Hasty Lowell for yonks. Like years, but yonks. It's a unit of time
All of
measurement.
his co-workers were gone.
And that's the ending of that's the end of the confusion ending, by the way.
Stanley decided to
That
go
despite
to
what
the
it says in the
museum.
schedule,
Perhaps he had
there is
something
no more
else
to
to
it.
know.
I can promise you this wholeheartedly. Toot. Did I ever share the story of the Norwegian airport fart? Because I don't know if Europe's Gallerate would be happy with me sharing it, but if I get her
Stanley
permission, then I
set
will.
2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Where do you narrate poo? Narrate poo. How'd you narrate a poo?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
So many
Feeling
whiteboards.
a wave of disbelief,
A lot of percent.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You see, they boarded up the broom closet. How dare you? I wanted to get the broom closet ending again.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I didn't. He says, doing it anyway. Bob should have won. There was no Bob. Okay, I want to come back up here because that's where the next one of these is. Now, I'm lining up for an ending here.
Okay, I think we all...
Yep, there we go. You can sort of shut yourself out of the boss's office and just sort of go back the way you came. I don't want to do that. I don't want to face that noise. Yeah, he's a strunker of 1,000 pleth. Because those are words. The narrator can find my house. I didn't really watch... In fact, I didn't watch Hasty Lowell at all this year, so... I forget what happens next in this ending, so I'm just gonna go home. All the way home. Oh, Tristan, I'm glad you're here. I feel like you'd really enjoy this game. Oh. Oh, I didn't realise that opened this. I thought this just opened randomly. Well, okay then. We're here now. Yeah, well, you're here just in time for us to leave. I have dreams about places like this sometimes. Now, I think people have slated this as being a really disappointing ending, so get your hopes up so that you can have them dashed so that you get that get full the experience. Grammar. It is a thing that I am fully capable of utilizing to its greatest effect. Oh, I've only been going for over an hour, and hey, the fact that you got here now means that you completely managed to miss the weirdness that happened earlier where the chat wasn't working, but it's working now, so you don't need to worry about that being a problem. I think we need to go up to floor 760. How big is this building? Well, Sebastian's having a national final. This is legit the first I've heard of it. I shall assist where I can, where I am able, where I am a telephone. Parallel universe where everything's the same except I'm a telephone. Because, you know, you can call all you want, but there's no one home, and you're not going to reach my telephone. Because I'm out in the club and I'm sipping that bub, and you're not going to reach my telephone. Escape pod. Use it and then die. Ta-da. Oh, hey, there is an escape pod after all. I did it. I saved Christmas. I very nearly called the stream I have my suit on, with the description being no need to worry. But yeah, that's a bit of a disappointing ending, because we don't really get to see the escape pod escaping. But escape indeed it has. Wait, yep, not yet. Okay. So who would have thought that employee 428 is actually an escape pod?
Decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't.
God, that is a
single
really
difference.
difficult
Nor
monitor to click
did it
on.
advance the story in any way.
I could climb out the window again and get the other version that, you know what, since we're here, you know, because, you know, I'm sorry if I seem uninterested or I'm not listening or I'm indifferent. Truly, I ain't got no business here, but since my friends are here, I just came to kick it. But really, I would rather be at home by myself than in this room with people who don't even care about my well-being. I don't dance, don't ask, I don't need a boyfriend, so you can go back. Please enjoy your party, I'll be here. How do I know so much of that on the fly? Can I not climb on the... I would like to regain chair. Have I... Oh, okay, I haven't died of chair yet. Infinite chair death. And out the window again. Whee!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No, of course not.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart?
Oh, but of
and then
course,
come
I shall
back here
take
just
my
to
entire
do the
house and
option?
move it to Antarctica.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time.
Team
What if the
Antarctica.
other option
Vote
is
Antarctica
even
in the
longer?
final, and also
How
Faroe
long will you
Islands as
spend
well.
in total just to have heard all the narration. Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens.
Well, I
in
hadn't
this one.
just played the
So,
other option, but
what do you
still.
think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Oh, I dropped the toothpaste, I said, crestfallen. You're welcome to enjoy that pun for as long as you like. I only have clubs, diamonds, and spades, I realized heartlessly. Buttons! Guess what? We got the button ending. Welcome, Stanley, to H. That's supposed to say heaven, and it just said, Welcome, Stanley, to H. So many buttons. Buttons. And the choral music, by the way, is literally just a choir going buttons over and over. Possibly push the buttons? Because, you know, he's gonna push the button. Push the button. Push the push the push the button. Because, you know, the world is full of terror. If someone makes an error, he's going to blow us up to bitty bitty kingdom come. If there are some crazy rulers who hide and try to fool us with demonic technological willingness to harm, they're going to push the button. Anyway, we can reactivate that at any point just by going over there and clicking that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do other things.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Boxes! Just shouting in the gloom. But yes, I believe they were shouting buttons over and over again, but like musically. Now, what ending shall I go for this time? Because I could exhaust all of the left door options this time, and then in the next stream do all of the right door options. But then again, there aren't quite so many of those.
Came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I think Iceland 2013... I'm still salty that and Armenia qualified, but Sumu and Bulgaria didn't. To be perfectly honest.
Yet there was not a single person here.
Actual salt.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I just find it funny that, I forget which commentator it was, but one of the UK commentators deliberately misheard Yeg Leaf as gays don't leave. As like the guy, like the singer was requesting that most of the audience doesn't leave because of the song. We all get the joke. Lithuania 2013, I thought that was an adorable... That's already open.
The door, just go.
Oh, didn't realise I'd screwed with the story that much at this point. I mentioned earlier, if you press 8 on this enough times, you get an achievement. That's a reference to the original, like, beta version of this game, where there was a room that was just... it was a load of buttons with the number 8 on them, and if you clicked it, it would go 8 in that tone of voice, and it did nothing, but the narrator had this whole rant about, oh no, this isn't the game, stop clicking these 8 buttons, but you can just stand there going, 8, 8, 8. So this is just a reference to that. I approve of the 8 game.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Well, I could do that, or we could check out the ESC Ape website.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Well, okay then. You've convinced me.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it, and realized he simply had too much to live for.
And I would say, yes, Weeble, we've all seen the Russell Howard stand-up about that particular year, but I don't think we all have. But yeah, he misread it as Spain as well, and concluded that that Andreas was like some kind of crazy. And there was also some...
Did he have the strength to find out?
Like some UK news, I forget whether it was the BBC or ITV, or some UK news station reported on the results of the 2013 contest, saying that that Denmark had beaten off the competition, which of course, that's euphemism for masturbation. So then he wrapped up the whole stand-up routine by imitating the Lithuanian guy and something like, my left sock is Larry, the right one's called Bob, the winner from Denmark, she jacked us all off, or something like that. Fun fact. But I did think that 2013 was an adorable song for Lithuania.
That couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? that his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
The thought occurs that I'm not giving this room as much emotional gravity as perhaps I should, because literally the first ending that I got is the vanilla ending, the correct ending, where we go through all this and we're like shocked that, oh my goodness, mind control.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh, what? Yep, okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating.
Oh,
all of it monitored
I just
and
died for a
monitored
second there, Tristan. Just
As
congratulations.
the cold reality of his past began to
Congratulations, Dennis,
Stanley
what will be
decided
with
that
you?
This machinery would never again exert its terrible
And for those who know this game, you know what ending I'm going for here.
life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Nah.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
And that's how you piss off the narrator.
I applaud your effort.
I applaud you effort.
But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious
Like I mentioned earlier,
one of them is.
you can't do anything to prevent this. This is all one ending. These buttons all do nothing.
Where we're going, what all this means, I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a
It's,
good mood.
it's not the UK's fault they all chose to
I'll tell
perform
you
in
exactly
English.
what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Hey, I'm just happy that Belarus is performing in Belarusian. It makes a nice
34
change.
seconds left, but I'm enjoying this so much.
Yeah, sometimes that door opens, and if you get too close to it, it closes again.
Some
So,
extra time on the clock, why not?
bit arbitrary, but so he can finish his speech.
Seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer?
You don't fool me, game. I know it's unbeatable.
Turning it on?
Can we just get to the death sequence? Thank you.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little
But to be
thing in
fair,
this
I mean-
room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this
So is that
video
better,
game
or is that the same? Or
One
I can't be bothered doing
Do
on-the-fly
you have
mathematicals.
any idea what your purpose in this place
Oh
is?
no, it's like proportionally the same if you factor out Romania, because
You're in for
that's
quite a disappointment.
7 this year
Here's a
and
spoiler for you.
8 last year.
That
So,
timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along.
and
It's just
I think
seconds
I've mentioned before how I think that
You're only still
it should be up to the
paying
artist what
instead of
language they
watching
perform in. If they want to perform in their native language, then fair play to them. If they don't want to, then whatever.
See you made
Who are we to tell them what language they should perform in? To be fair,
a challenge. It's a tragedy.
like
You want
the
to
junior
control
contest,
the
fair enough, because we want the kids to not force themselves into learning a language that they don't natively speak. But Eurovision, they should do whatever.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to start.
Yodeling isn't any
30
language, it's just the
seconds,
yodels.
big boom, and then nothing.
Like how in 2014 someone edited Wikipedia to say that Switzerland's song was in English and whistling. Whistling is not a language.
Another choice. Make it count.
Oh, that's offensive.
It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that ending. Once you've initiated it, it is ongoing. Speaking of ongoing, do you want me to continue playing the game? Because I want to say we're at about the halfway mark at this point, I think. So, it's up to you, lovely people. Do we do more? Do we not do more? Oh no, we can't yodel it as fully in English because yodeling isn't any language. In the same way that, you know, that's like saying it's in English and music. But yeah, should I stop the stream now? Should I?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm just going to pause it for a second, just to bring the face cam back on, even though I still haven't moved the webcam. But should I continue the game now, or should we carry on next week? Because I want to make sure that we still have like enough content for next week's stream. And as I said, we've got all of the right-hand door endings. So, oh, but have you seen? Like, okay, the Wikipedia page for next year legitimately pisses me off at the moment because it's written in such an unencyclopedic tone, it kind of bothers me. That, like, oh, some fan site, read as probably the fan site of the person who made this change to Wikipedia, asked the Vatican's broadcaster if they'd take part, and they gave a pretty clear no in, like, block capitals. Like, that's not how you write on Wikipedia. It would be a valid point if they'd just written it properly. So, yeah, I think... Also, I took my shirt off, by the way, because it is rather warm in here. I'm wearing my shorts, by the way. But I don't want to go overboard with the visual content of the stream. So, yeah, bearing in mind for our continental European pals, it will be approaching midnight. So, since we're halfway through the game, I agree, now's a good time to draw a conclusion to the story. So thanks everyone for watching, unless anyone has any major complaints right now. No, I shouldn't squander this time, the chat is working. But to be fair, it's been working for like an hour now, but whatever. So has all of the people, if I can grammar in any way, has it been an enjoyable game? Because it's a classic and apples. It's a classic and apples. Well, yeah, actually, to be fair, Liechtenstein said that they are looking into getting the funding to participate either next year or the year after, and I am so hyped, because what's a nickname for them? Lichty-woo? Lichtenstope? Let's investigate cold hard turkeys every night, starting tonight, even in Norway. So, anyway, good stream, glad it's gone down well. And as always, I shall be in the various social medias should you want to poke me on the shoulder and lichty-sty. But of course. Until then, I have been, and will continue to be, Tessellating Hexagons, and I need to get back to editing today's part of Portal 2, because I started editing it, and then I stopped, and I forgot to resume editing it, so come to think of it, I do have work to do, and... Ah, Sebastian, je m'adore aussi. Yes, I'm aware that I just said I love myself as well. Good night, y'all. Goodbye.